All right, welcome back. We got a very short and sweet crypto market update. So let's go over the news first. Not a whole lot of news. This is something I mentioned last video. The global liquidity cycle is that window starting to open up. So countries around the world are loosening the restrictions when it comes to their monetary policy, which means there's going to be more money out there in the world, and that money will find a home. And one home will be crypto, just as it will be stocks and commodities and bonds and real estate. All the money that is going to start to come out into the world is going to go somewhere. And we're at the very beginning of the cycle swings, right? So liquidity, COVID, that was a peak. And then the global banks around the world said, we need to pull back here. We hit the bottom and we're starting to curl back up. Now we got a long way to go until we have some euphoric top. And I don't know when that'll be. Could be the end of this year. Could be 2025. I don't know. So that is a tailwind for all assets. So we also have the ETF approval. The news changes every day. Literally, yesterday there was a report, oh, it's imminent, and then this morning, oh, might not happen. So who knows? One thing to think about here is the ETF approval is just for the United States. So there's people in Europe still buying Bitcoin, ETF or not. There's people in Dubai buying crypto, ETF or not. So yes, the ETF would be a huge thing for Bitcoin, but it's going to happen eventually. We just don't know if it'll happen now. It really looks like they're ironing out the fine details for it to happen, but at the same time, for some reason, a lot of people in the U.S. government just can't stand crypto and they want to get rid of it. So who knows? We'll see. My game plan here, ETF gets denied, prices fall like a sack of potatoes, gives me more time to accumulate because, again, liquidity cycle is just now opening up. We've got the Bitcoin halving coming up this year, and typically after that, that's when the price really rips. So we're still on track with the 4-year cycle. The question is, do we get a nice pump because the ETF? Do we get a dump and then a consolidate and then a pump? I don't know. So what I will say, the bear case and the bull case, we kind of went over a lot of the bull case, but let's go over this again. The bear case, there's no use case. There's a lot of shit coins out there, and that's going to always be the case. But there are some that are useful and that are going to grow over long term, and there's some that you could buy just because you want number to go up. You could buy something for $1 and sell it for 10, possibly. Who knows? Bad regulation. Like I said, they're really trying hard to crack down on this. But, I think one thing you got to listen to is, or see what these actors are doing and listen to what they're saying. But what's more important is what they're doing. For example, Jamie Dimon and Elizabeth Warren had a nice little exchange of words and some hearing, and they both agreed that crypto is used by terrorists and it should be banned. But a week later, JP Morgan Chase was on the list from BlackRock of the companies that are going to be in the ecosystem for their Bitcoin ETF. And also JP Morgan Chase has its own JPM coin. They use the Ethereum blockchain. So, he can talk all the talk, but there's analysts at JP Morgan that are super bullish on crypto and Bitcoin. And if what he said was true and not just political, BS to get favors, he should be firing those people in his company that are promoting Bitcoin and giving it good grades and using their blockchain technology. So that type of, hypocrisy is all over the place. And again, we've come a long way because a few years ago, everyone was against Bitcoin, and now you're seeing all these institutions saying, oh, I used to hate it, but now we'll sell it. So, yeah, don't listen to just what they say, see what they're doing. there's a lot of scams out there. There's a lot of just BS, and don't get caught in the scams. Don't get caught, trying to get rich quick. There is no getting rich quick. So that's the bear case. Those things are always going to be there. If you want to get involved here, you're just gambling unless you really spend some time to understand the whole blockchain, read the Bitcoin white paper, all of that stuff. So bull case for the long term. We're still on pace for the 4-year cycle. I don't have a video or an image pulled up. I've gone over that in previous videos, but we're still on pace. Bitcoin goes through these 4-year cycles where it just has exponential moves, consolidate, exponential move, consolidate. Liquidity, we've talked about that. Don't fight the Fed. This was on top here last year because the liquidity interest rates were going up and up and up. You don't want to fight the Fed in both directions. Now the Fed is with us. They've done their work. They're done tightening, and now the next move will be a cut. We don't know when that'll be, but it's coming. Institutional adoption. So there's going to be a lot of people that have never been able to buy Bitcoin, that when the ETFs go through, there's going to be a lot of people that have access to that, and they're going to be buying Bitcoin, and then hopefully there'll be an Ethereum ETF also. Blockchains will be used in a lot of different industries for many use cases, but definitely for verification and for tracking. So I'm not going to dive deep into that, but you're seeing companies are starting to use this. Look at JP Morgan Chase, but they're going to make their own blockchain. They're going to use existing blockchains, but it's coming. And there's a lot of industries that are ripe for disruption, where if you can use blockchain where you can just trust the algorithm and not have to trust an individual who, oh, I forgot to sign here, oh, I didn't nail this on time. There's a lot of stuff that are going to be done on the computer and through the blockchain that used to be done in person. I don't know if you sold a house recently or purchased a house. The last couple times I've gone through that process, I'm blown away at how much, it's like we're in the 1920 with all this. How come 90% of this can't be done online and in automated protocols? So we're moving there. We'll get there. So that's the bull case. That's the bear case. Let's take a quick peek at the price. That's quite the candle there for Bitcoin. So, we've kind of hit this 45 and we're just not going anywhere. We keep bouncing between 42 and 45. Again, ETF gets approved, we'll probably go to 50. ETF gets denied, we'll probably go down to 30. I'm prepared for either scenario. I don't have any leverage. I've got cash in my Coinbase account ready to buy some dips. I bought the dip today, mainly in Ethereum. Maybe we get a bigger dip. Boy, look at that. Look at those swings. So not a whole lot to talk about here. We've been up only for a while and embrace the volatility. You know what you're getting into if you're holding these assets. Don't get shaken out. Don't buy the big green candles. Have a plan. What do you want to own? Why do you want to own it? Is this a long-term hold? Is it a trade? Know what you're doing here. So action items, get ready for the next bull run. We're most likely in it right now. Understand why you own crypto and don't get shaken out. So today's a perfect example. If you were in it just for the price to go up and you saw this big dump here, you might say, I'm out. I'm done. I bought right here and it just crashed 6%. I'm out. But know why you're holding this. I'm holding Ethereum so I can sell it over 3 to 4 grand. Some of it. And then the rest I'll be holding long term. That's why I'm holding it. And I also use it for other use cases. I have to burn ETH to do some of these things that I like to do in the crypto world. So know why you're owning this stuff, because there's going to be a lot of volatility. Like I said, you're going to hear one day ETF approved, the next day it's canceled and the market tanks and you're going to be pooping your pants. But that's just the way this game goes. You'll hear a lot of people say, oh, I bought Bitcoin at this price and it went up 100%. Oh, you're lucky. It's hard to hold through this volatility. So you need to have conviction to be able to stomach the swings, the ups, the downs, and know when to take profits, when to cut your loss. If you're holding some dog coin and it falls 20%, yeah, you might be in some trouble there. So have a plan on taking profits. Buy green candles or buy red candles, not green. No leverage. Absolutely no leverage. I would also not be staking. Just hold this asset for the long term. And when I say this asset, I'm talking the big two. Everything else, you got to be on your own. You're going full degen, wild, wild west, and that's up to you. I do that as well. But I expect to lose all that money because I'm buying some magic internet coins. That's an aquarium. I thought I was in a rave for a second. So at this point, I'm just rambling. But expect volatility, just like in the stock market. I see the first half here being super volatile, and with the ETF news, every second it changes. To me, I really don't care. If we get an ETF, that would be great. I will allocate some Bitcoin in my Roth IRA and just hold that sucker for life. If not, that's going to give me an opportunity to accumulate a little bit more. Let's just zoom out here. Zoom out. Okay. To me, this looks like we are going way higher in the long term. So if we go down here or if we go up here, these are still small moves in the scheme of where this whole ecosystem to me looks like it's going. I mean, Bitcoin looks even freaking better. Yeah. I don't know. To me, that looks like something long-term, super volatile, but you want to be involved here long term. I'm not saying your whole portfolio, but a little piece. And especially if you're younger and you can handle the swings. So we just got to wait and see. That's all I got. This was way too long. If you're still here, I appreciate you for watching. Read the disclaimer down low. But until next time, peace out.